Okay, welcome back. This should be a relatively quick one. Just wanted to go over how to install a bed set that I sell on my Etsy and website. It gets rid of this bed, and you lose the winch, and you lose, obviously the slide out ramps, and it's just a flat bed. You can get it just plain maple or with the lines that look like kind of planks. Then I usually stain it. My other one was stained. Well, this is in backwards, but I just stained it to just darken it up a little bit. It uses the stock lights. Left one out to show you. I rewired mine because I originally, when I made my first one, there was too much space in between these, so I had to lengthen the wires. But this should be now, yeah, I made it actually shorter than it is in stock, so there's extra room for the light wiring. So you shouldn't have an issue. You just take them out with the. Oh, no, I'm going to show you. So I start out with, you got to take off channel 5, which is for the winch, which is the second servo plug in. Right there. And I don't remember which one the lights are, so I'm just going to wait till we get there to figure that out. You're going to need a 1.5 hex bit to take the bed off. And you're going to go right in there on each one of these bed rails. Oop. And you're going to want to keep all these screws because you're going to reuse these. And there's different lengths. So like the back one's longer, probably like an 8. The second one here is probably like a 4 or so because it's only going into metal. This one's a longer one again because it's going into plastic, because this one goes into part of the 2-speed mount. This one in the back goes into the like the bumper mount area. Then this one right here is going to be a skinny one, a short one again, because it's just going into metal again to hold it. Flip the truck over. Okay, and forgot to put my phone on silent. And of course, someone calls me just as I'm about to do something. Same, short, long for the bolts. And like I said, they're 1.5. Pretty sure I said that last time, but. Alright, and once you get that off, I had to flip it over, a bolt fell in the middle, of course. And once you get that off, you can pull it down, and you just gotta watch out for these wires. The relay, the servo wire is a little bunched up underneath here, and it goes to a where is it here? An adapter to go to the little plug for the ESC, and it's double side taped underneath. I usually kind of just pick it out with something. There we go. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's just this. It's like an adapter to go to the little plug that it has up on top in the ESC. And you got to get it through all this bundle here. Once you get it loose, though, there you go. Pull it right out. Oh, pull it. I said pull it. I said pull it right out, but I guess I'll push it down through. There you go. And then that comes out, and then you got to kind of move all these wires to the side. And fish it through them. There we go. Then you can take the adapter off, because it's easier to fish it without the adapter through the rest of this, because you got to go by all the wires that go by the motor. Then you have your light plug, which again, I don't remember which wire it is. I see you. Yes, this one right here. So it is in what looks like RH. There we go. Yeah, it says RH right there. Just to make it easier for you for when you go to do it, if you do it. Come on, focus. But anyways, that one right there. It's a 3-pin, even though it has only 2 wires for whatever reason. And then you can fish that through. I'll just do the pushing like I did in the last one, probably easier. It gets stuck on the motor. It's very tight in there. I mean, it is a little bit easier to take the whole cab off. I just really didn't want to. You can do it either way. At least with the cab off, you can get to these wires and not have to fish them as bad. I mean, you don't have to take this out because you're going to have to push it back through, but it's easier to swap the wires with it not in here. What is going on? What am I against? Oh, it was just wrapped around. Okay, it was just wrapped around the 2-speed servo wire. And there you go. So usually I would take, I'm not going to do this because I have a whole other set. But usually you would take out these here, which is the 1.5, 1.5, like all the way across. And then you're going to take out the 1.5 screws here. And this whole harness comes apart. Just watch out because this lens is separate than this black plastic. It's 2 pieces. Also watch out. These wires are brittle on the board. On mine, one of the reasons I have it like this is A, I had to lengthen it, but B, half the wires broke off the board and I had to solder them anyways, and I ended up lengthening them. As you can see, these are just long enough all the way around to reach where they need to go. So just be careful when you're doing it. I would take off one, then go down, one, then go down. Keep these, like I said, those are going to go onto the next bed. So once you get those wires off and you get this off, you're done with this, because nothing else is going to be onto my bed. You're going to get, well, I guess I'm actually going to take them off this because I just realized I forgot to take mine from the other truck. So you won't be using these screws though, because they're too short. Because these will be extras. We're going to be using a 2mm by 14 or 12. I can't remember which one. I have them both right here with me. And now you're done with it. Well, I'm done with it. And then, like I said, you'd be keeping this usually. So, and this one actually I will be taking off eventually, I just realized, because mine has a JST plug on it and his does not. So I had all my ESC and everything are swapped out, so I forgot that I had that. So I guess I will take these out and put them in them. You'll see the whole deal pretty much. Let's see if I break these. See, like I said, they're 2 separate pieces. And they're in there tight, like they did not give in much extra room. It's easiest to get them out if you kind of put a, like I just kind of put a screwdriver underneath and pop it up, or some kind of flathead or something. And there we go. So now, literally won't be using the rest of this. So, okay. Oh, take all this apart. All right. You got all that out. These things come off all the time too when you do it. Let's get rid of mine, which I believe one of these goes to. Yeah. That was from my bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Yeah, these come off all the time. They're just kind of, they just sit on there, so they just pop right off. So it doesn't seem it, I'm sure, but the easiest way to install these lights is actually, to have the wood in here like this first. Because if you put in the lights and then have the wood in, you have to fish this whole wood piece around the lights, and it's a pain. The front of the bed is the one that has the 2 holes closer. So So like these two holes are closer, and then these ones are farther apart. Also, this light's closer to the back. So, because if you look at it and try to line it up with the holes that you're going to use, this is where one bar goes, that's another bar, that's another bar, that's another bar. If you turned it around, that bar would be in here, and this obviously would be in the cab. So just make sure that area and the light closer to the back is in the back, this way. So you gotta, and I just say that because you want to make sure you have your plug this direction when you go to do this. Because if not, then it's not going to work. And I usually do it this way, so that the little crack is down when I do it, like this. So, even though this is the easier way, it's a little annoying because of these. You have to put these in first. Then I usually push them over with something. And then I put this down in here like that. And then I put a screw in, just like that. So don't over tighten them, you'll strip it out, and then you won't have that, and you have to buy a kit of them, because it only comes in like a pack of like all of them, I think, or something. And this one should go here. Don't forget the clear light bulb. I've did that a few times. And this one is missing that section there, the cover there. And all you do is you take it and you slide it over the wire first, and then kind of hug it into it, and then it goes into like this little recess there, and then you put it on. Everything kind of has like a, it's like recesses into the other, like the square kind of fits into the one behind it. Oh, that's the wrong driver. And I had made these closer together than the stock one because those wires are so tight. I didn't want to have to worry about people almost ripping them out, so I made them a little tighter, so there's a little excess wire. Alright, so got all that. That will be like this, no problem. Next step is these. Like I said, we're not going to be using these screws. Alright, then we grab the 14mm. Run that through. Then there's a spacer, which I just had in my hand right here. You don't need the spacer, but the spacer makes it so you, because if you put the bed on without the spacer, when you go to mount these here, they'll be off by like 2 or 3mm, which I originally had it that way myself. I just pulled it down and tightened it up, and it just sat against here on the spring perch. So but I have these just in case people don't like that. I didn't mind it myself. Then you're going to take this. This is against the bed. This area with like the little round circle, and that's where the spacer is going to sit. And I usually just make sure the wire is underneath here like this. And just snug it up. I probably could use the 12s now that I'm looking at it, but... you know what, I'll try a 12 on the next one. And see. I just don't want it to be, not have enough grab. No, 14mm it is, because if it was like a 13, it'd be fine probably, but like it's just not enough for me to feel good about it. So I'll put these in. I will say that I only have 6 spacers, I just realized, because I don't know what to do with the other 2. So I'll put that one in later, but I'll just finish this video up for you guys, just so you'll know what to do. Just not put 6 in, put in all 8. Unless you, because the reason I just remembered, I only have 6 because I took this off of my bed setup, and in my Arktos, I did not have the front mounts here because I had a big electronics box right here. That's right. So mine was a special case because of that. Do it, like I said, just enough. You don't want to strip it out too much because it's plastic. It's honestly going to strip. It just does. My apologies for doing it off camera. I do that a lot because I'm still not used to it. I put things against my gut a lot to work on them. Okay, and there's that. Just make sure this is tucked up like that. I mean, you can fix it later anyways, but anyways, there we go. Like I said, I'm missing those two because I didn't have a spacer for it. I'm just going to do that later, so I don't have to, so I can just get this video done. So just fish this down, honestly, because there's a ton of wires here. One's going to go in the same spot. Yeah, there we go, fished right down. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you, so you can see that spacer's down in there, just holding it away, and that just gives it enough space where it actually lifts it off of the shock towers. If you wanted it a little bit lower, you could just omit that, and it'll just literally rest on these shock towers. So either one, it's up to you. And I usually line up one side and then the other. Sometimes I actually have to just only do one side and then do the other. And watch out for these wires for the tail light bumper section. Fish them over, fish them over, and fish them over. There we go. Alright, and like I was saying, it is short, long, short, long. And it's a 1.5 again. And we have the bed there. It just barely fits with the... mine's actually trimmed off on this, so I think in some cabs, maybe like... I don't know what cab this would actually fit on other than this Arktos, but that would be where like this power switch could slide onto there. And mine's actually trimmed off, so... it's actually rubbing against there, so you might have to trim that off. If not, I mean, it's just barely touching, so it depends on how you feel. Let's see, I shoved that wire down through, and it actually almost went all the way through for me. So now you got to fish it down into here in this little opening in the front, which I usually find it easier to do with needle nose pliers. I'll take it and push it through there. Make sure you're not wrapped up around the servo. Then you can go into here. The power, the red one goes. You'll see like a little positive right there. It's RH, then positive, and you gotta put the red there. And big fingers don't work well. There you go. And get all your stuff in, and you got a completed flatbed. So, like I said, usually I would. I'll probably stain this one later. I just wanted to get the video done and not wait to the stain to dry. The only thing I said we're missing is these two here, because I don't have that spacer. But usually you have 8 spacers, not 6. That's what I had. So, but it retains the stock lights. It retains, the bumpers there, everything. I don't think it's any. It's a little lighter. I think. We'll see. $178 grams, it looks like. 176-ish. And like this is the other one that I have. I don't know. Yeah, 50 grams less. Not a lot. Gotta add the hardware a little bit too. Actually, it's about the same because this doesn't have all the brackets and this doesn't have the brackets, doesn't have the hardware, doesn't have the hardware. So I'd say this is probably an even thing because you're going to add the brackets and the hardware to both of these. So, yeah. So I mean, you can save you 50 grams if you're looking for weight savings. It's honestly not that much, but if you're feeling like it, you can still fit a truck though, no problem. Like that. Nothing wide. It doesn't have the drop downs, but I tried to make it almost the same. It sticks out a little bit wider than the truck, but it's like the same width of the stock bed or so. But you can still fit a truck. There's no tie downs though. You could drill holes and add some tie downs if you want. I haven't had an issue with anything. And then even the rock van, 18th, same size, fits just barely. Bumper hangs off, but I never really used it as that. I just wanted a wooden bed for looks, honestly. I never really put anything on the back except for pictures mostly, and that was it. So, but yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll have the links down below. I know people like Etsy because it's more popular, but my website is off of GoImagine, which is another sort of, they don't want to compare themselves to Etsy, but it's kind of like the same thing. It's a marketplace for makers and stuff. I get way less fees on that one. I know people don't like new things, so I get it. But if you can, the GoImagine one, if you could. It's just cheap. You know, it saves me fees. I only get like, I think 2/3 of the money from Etsy, maybe even less a lot of times. Go Imagine, I get like 80% of it, and most of their profits I think go to like charities and stuff. So don't quote me on that though. I'm pretty sure that's part of their thing. But yeah, if you could, you know, like I said, if not, it's fine, whatever. But yeah, if it's something you want to print and then buy the wood, or print and then I have like a plastic piece you could just print to fill this in if you wanted. That's on Colts 3D. So yeah, if you could Go Imagine, or my website, you know, ckgraphics.us instead of Etsy, great. If not, that's fine. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. Always happy to help out. That should be it. I mean, it's a pretty, if you're not talking and trying to show people, you could have this done in less than half an hour. This whole thing total has taken me about 45 minutes, but that's also me starting and stopping a couple times to grab stuff because I was trying to get this ready, get this going, and then of course bothered by people in the house. But yeah, that's it. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.